Hey everybody, it's Dave here. Since I have the bike torn apart kind of with the rear tire off, get a new tire put on, thought it'd be a good time to do a mod that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is to paint the windscreen black to match the rest of the front fairing there. I've seen it done, few other people have done it before and thought it looked really cool, thought this would be a good chance to do it. So I'm going to go through the steps, and first step is removing the windscreen. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the windscreen. There's 6 screws on this one for the FZ1, 3 on each side, so just go ahead and unscrew those. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure you clean the windscreen very, very well. Get all the bugs, get all the dirt and stuff off of it. You want to make sure you use a really mild soap. So I'm just using some dish soap and a sponge. You want to make sure you use the soft side of the sponge so you don't scratch it up at all. And then I just have a plastic tray here with some warm water in it. And I'm just going to go through and make sure I get all the bugs and the grime and all that stuff off of it. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the screen is nice and dry. I had a little microfiber cloth that I used to wipe it down, make sure it was really dry. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to sand the inside and make sure it's ready for painting. All I'm actually going to do is paint the inside of the screen, so the outside stays this nice glossy color. And before, when I said remove the sticker, actually I'm going to leave the sticker on here because it's on the outside, and we're only actually going to be painting the inside of the windscreen. So first thing you're going to want to do is get some 400 grit sandpaper and start sanding the inside, which is going to get it ready for painting. So I'm just going to sand it in nice smooth circles, and this is just going to rough it up a little bit and get it ready to be painted. So I'm just going to go through and sand the whole thing. And you want to go in nice small circles like this and just go around the whole windscreen. And what you're doing here is just roughing it up a little bit, getting ready to be painted so that the paint will stick to it better. So I'm going to go through and do the sides, and you want to make sure and just do the parts that are going to be painted. So I'm not going to do anything on the front. I'm just going to go around the whole inside of the screen, rough it up a little bit, get it ready to get the paint on there. Okay, once you have that all sanded, what I forgot to mention before too was that this was dry. I was sanding that with dry sandpaper. Now what you want to do is sand it down wet, same grit sandpaper, the 400 grit sandpaper. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water in the middle here, and now I'm going to use that and sand over it again with the wet. So you just put a little bit in the middle, and then I'm going to draw it out towards the outside as I'm sanding. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I just rinsed off the screen again, made sure it was dry. Now I have some 600 grit sandpaper, and this is going to be kind of the finishing step as far as preparing it to be painted. So I'm going to take this 600, do the same thing I did with the 400, just go in circles and just sand over the whole thing in the small little circles there. And then after this step, I'm going to rinse it off again. This one you only have to do dry, and the next step I'm just going to rinse it off, dry it, and then we'll be ready for painting. Okay, so I set up a light. It's starting to lose, it's getting dark here, so I started to lose some of the light. So as you can see, the windscreen is pretty scuffed up, and it's ready for painting. So the next thing you want to do is you want to mask off the front of the windscreen so you don't get any of the paint on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some newspaper, and I picked up this blue painter's tape at Walmart for a few bucks. I'm going to use that to tape all around. I'm going to lay a sheet of newspaper over the front and then tape all around the sides there where I don't want the paint to get, so I make sure that we only get it on the inside here. Okay, so we didn't actually have newspaper that I could find, so I just grabbed some regular copy paper, but I went ahead and laid the paper over the front, and then I taped all the way around right up to the edge there. You want to get that as straight as possible. I did this so it's overlapping a little bit because I actually don't want the black on the front here, so I did it right along the edge. And you want to make it as straight as possible. As you can see, it's a little off in some places there, but you can always go up and touch up the edges later. But just try and make it as straight as possible and cover everything in the front that you don't want to get paint on. Now we're ready for our first coat. Okay, so we have our paint. This is Krylon Fusion for plastic. It's just a gloss black. I wanted to keep that kind of that shine, so I want the gloss. You could do, depends on what you want, you could do a satin or a flat, although the clear coat that I got that I'm going to be putting on later is also a gloss, so you just have to make sure. You can do whatever you want, but I wanted to kind of have that shiny look to it, so I got a gloss black. And this is, like I said, it's for plastics. Got it from Walmart for about $5. And you want to make sure it's, you shake it up really well. And the key to this is to do very light coats. You're going to want to do probably 3 or 4 coats on this, so keep the coats very light, and that's going to give you the best finished product when you're done with it. So we're going to go ahead and just sweep across, holding it about 6 inches away from the plastic, and just do real light coats. Okay, I'll let that coat dry, and we'll come back and do another one. Okay, it's been about an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. I'm probably going to do about 3 or 4 coats on this, so doing the same thing, just nice and light movements all the way across. And I'm going to go ahead and let that sit about another half hour or so, and we'll see, probably do the last coat. Okay, now I just finished up with the 4th and final coat, and we're going to let it sit overnight and put the clear coat on tomorrow. Okay everybody, this is day 2 of the windscreen project, and I have some clear coat that I got from Walmart, Krylon Fusion. It's about the same, about $5 at Walmart, and I'm just going to spray this over the whole thing. This is going to protect it and keep the
paint and everything, hopefully keep it from chipping and keep everything nice. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before with the black and just spray across like this and just do a nice light coat. Okay, I've let the clear coat dry. I did about 3 coats of it, and then took all the tape off, put the windscreen back on so you can see it matches the front fairing there, and there you go. I think it looks pretty good. Talk to you soon. Bye.